Now, earlier today, Secretary of State Pompeo addressed the ongoing tension with Iran. He said, our foreign policy is all about protecting the homeland. That's one of the things he said. Come on in, Senator Mike Rounds, who is with us. You, sir, are on the Senate Subcommittee on Cybersecurity. I think that's correct. So, Mr. Senator, am I right in saying that we can expect a cyber attack from Iran, but we can counterattack in a devastating fashion? Can we say that?
We can say that we have been preparing for Iranian activity in cyberspace for a long time, that we know a number of the different tools that they have been successfully deploying in the Middle East in particular, and that we have fixes for a number of them, but that does not mean that we can promise everybody that anything they may try that we're going to be able to counter. We're getting better at it, but most certainly they have capabilities in which they can take out computer systems. They like to go after financial services, they like to go after energy services and so forth. But we do have, on the other side, not only strong defensive capabilities, but we have very strong offensive capabilities as well. And Iran knows that. We've utilized them in the past. They know that we're not afraid to utilize them if we need to in the future. But once again, this is a case of where cyber activity is something that you think you're prepared for, but there's always the opportunity to get better, particularly when it comes to defense. And as long as you've got lots of people that are working on lots of different systems, there's always the possibility of human error. And if human error allows one of those malware devices to get in, you can have problems.
Sure. Yes, sir. Forgive me for going back to something you just said, but you did say that we have hit them before. I'm intrigued at that. What did we do to them when we hit them in the cyber warfare area?
Let's just simply say that there were certain defensive capabilities that they had that they discovered weren't as good as they thought they were.
You're a diplomat, you really are. Would it be true to say that if we wanted to, we could shut them down?
I think it's fair to say that we have very, very strong offensive capabilities. As a matter of fact, we've probably got the best offensive capabilities of anybody in the world. But here's the issue. Even though you have the best of systems, it doesn't mean that the other folks aren't getting better. And Iran is getting better. They discovered years ago that we could get in and we could cause real problems with them. There are other things that I think we've disclosed publicly with regard to Stuxnet and so forth, in which their ability to actually produce nuclear materials was severely limited because of attacks. They learned that back 10 years ago. Since that time, though, they have done a lot of work on their offensive capabilities as well. You'll hear about them through Shamoon or Shutterlight, Deadwood, ZeroClear, other types of software that are publicly discussed today. And professionals in the cyber world are aware of what Iran has tried to do in the past. What they try to do is to get in and wipe out software. They really like working on oil fields and equipment in oil fields. Aramco was the recipient of some of their attacks in which they literally shut down thousands of computer systems. So they do have capabilities, but once they use one of those tools, then other people figure out a way to put patches in to stop them. So they have to constantly be upgrading their types of malicious software as well. One other area that you may want to be aware of that folks out there have got to recognize is that when it comes to social media, Iran is very good at manipulating social media.
Yes,
and
indeed.
They will use software to get in and to manipulate social media on a regular basis as well.
We're on high alert. Senator Mike Rounds, South Dakota, thanks for joining us, sir. We really appreciate it. Big day. Thank you. Now,